Welcome pilots to my first impressions video on the highly anticipated Heatblur F4 Phantom. Just like many of you, I have been eagerly awaiting this module's release, and for those who don't know, it is set to launch on May 21st, and the excitement is growing by the day. A select group of us content creators got early access a few days ago, and it's been fantastic to collaborate and learn from each other. Before diving into this video, I want to extend a huge thank you to the Heatblur team and their testers for their hard work and dedication. And I'm confident the community is going to fall in love with this module. With that said, let's see what the Phantom can do. Alright, so when we get into the aircraft, the first thing we do is look over here to the right, and we actually have a helmet sitting here on the canopy rail. All I did was click on it, and he puts on the helmet. How cool is that? Another cool feature is the selfie camera. It's just a key binding for selfie, and you can look around the cockpit and get some outstanding footage if you want to make some content. Alright, so we just started up the aircraft. Heatblur is actually going to be doing a cold start tutorial, so I'll let them showcase that. It's actually a fairly simple procedure, and it's really interesting with the new Gesture 2.0 gesture wheel. Alright, let's go ahead and pull out here on the taxiway, and these sounds are just amazing. That's my number one thing I love about Heatblur, is their sounds.
Alright, buddy, let's go flying.
Alright, Jester, we'll go flying. So again, the attention to detail in the F4 is just amazing. So as we taxi out to the runway here, I just want to say I've only had this preview build for a few days, so this is not a tutorial. This is just a video of me having fun and showcasing the F4, so please keep that in mind.
So, are we going to be down in the trenches this go? Yep.
So Jester just asked if we're going to be flying down low, and I said no. I'm told this is a Jester ejection tolerance, and it's actually not modeled at the moment. So I just hit no. Now turn on the landing light, put down 3 degrees nose down trim for takeoff, and we're going to turn on the lights. I'm going to get rid of the pilot model here, and the lights are all the way in the back here, so you actually have to reach behind you to turn on all these lights. Turn on the pilot model again, and we'll continue to taxi. Just making sure we have everything set up here. Anti-skids on, 3 degrees nose down, flaps are down, slats are down. It's clear to the right. So many of you have asked about the complexity of this aircraft, and I have to say, it's quite challenging, especially if you're used to modern day fighters. But if you're like me and enjoy a good challenge, mastering the Phantom is incredibly rewarding, and it's a great source of pride. Alright, lining up here on runway 25 at Boda, here at the Cola map. FPS is pretty good on this map for me, especially in the F4. Averaging about 100 to 140 frames per second in the F4 on the Cola map. I don't know if you heard the brakes there. The brakes were squeaking. And I love that attention to detail there. Making sure everything's good to go. And we're going to hold the brakes, bring up the engines to 85%. And here we go. Full burner.
Engine's good. Airspeed's coming alive.
So at 80 knots, we pull the stick full aft. We're holding the stick aft. And we're easing off as we're coming up airborne. Oh yeah, baby. Looking for that 10 to 12 degrees in the climb. Gears coming up, and flaps are coming up after 180 knots.
Gear up. Flaps up.
Thank you, Jester. At about 350 knots, we'll come out of burner. Oh yeah, baby. Beautiful. Whoever painted this skin did an amazing job. Alright, so we burned off some fuel. Let's go ahead and do a landing here. So we're about 1,500 feet above the ground, doing about 350 to 400 knots. We're going to brake to the left, go to idle, and you're going to listen to these sounds. They sound amazing. What doesn't sound amazing right now is my voice. I'm just getting over a sickness, so please bear with me. Alright, here we go. Turn to the left, went to idle. So we're slowing up, getting some trim in here. Here comes the gear at 250 knots. 210 knots, the flaps and slats can go down.
All right, gear, flaps, pressure, warning lights, and anti-skid.
Thank you, Jester. Make sure everything's good to go. Gears down, flaps, slats down, anti-skids on. Just about make our left-hand base turn here. And you're going to be seeing the AOA pitch indicator and sounds here in just a moment. I like to describe it as the Price is Right wheel.
Oh my goodness, would you look at this?
Trying to get that $1. Hopefully some of you know what I'm talking about. So coming here in the left-hand base, you're looking for an on-speed indication. I'm just a little bit fast. The Price is Right wheel is means you're a little fast. When you get slow, the oral alert gets a little bit louder, and I'll showcase that here in just a second. That's the on-speed indication, and that's the too slow indication, as we're turning really sharply here, and we're a little thick.
Damn, boy, he's thick!
Trying to get back on speed. You can adjust the seat height as well. I have that key bound, so I'm going to bring the seat up here so I can see a little bit better when we flare. There's that on-speed indication.
100.
Trying to keep that on-speed indication. There we go. We made it. Center line touchdown zone. I like it. One detail I really love is watch this. So when you bring the aircraft to a stop, the parachute will deflate, go down to the ground, and if you actually add power, look at that. Goes right back up. Let's go ahead and cut the cord though. We'll taxi in. Next we'll quickly do a aerial refueling before we go bomb some targets.
Cleared contact.
Just got cleared contact. This is my first time doing the aerial refueling in the F4. All we did is open up the aerial refueling door, turned off the radar, and let's go ahead and move in and see what happens.
Go forward 9 feet.
Roger that, Jester. 9 feet.
Contact.
He is thirsty.
You're taking fuel.
All right.
You are charging the boom. You're drifting up.
Thank you, Jester. Jester's keeping me in alignment here. Now, the F4 is loaded with 24 snake eyes, so we are a little bit heavy. And the one thing that I did notice here while doing some aerial refueling while the sun is blinding me is that the fuel coming onto the aircraft, it's actually dynamic, so you're getting heavier, so you actually have to add a little bit more thrust. I just haven't really noticed that much on other aircraft if that happens, but I'm sure everybody in the comments will let me know. Alright, we did some movie magic.
Down 5 feet.
Transfer complete. Disconnect.
Alright, right, transfer complete. We did some movie magic. Just fast forward just a little bit, so you didn't have to watch the whole entire sequence. Now let's go bomb some stuff after we close the refueling door. Alright, so we're done aerial refueling, and now it's time to bomb some stuff. So we're here on the Marianas Range. This is an instant action mission that's been created by Heatblur, so there's tons of missions available for all different maps, including the Cola map. So let's go ahead and set up for an air-to-ground bomb dive toss. Remember, this is not a tutorial, this is just a, hey guys, this is what this thing can do, and I'm going to try to make it as accurate as possible. So we're going to go to air-to-ground on the HUD, come down here to the left, go to nose and tail, select the outer stations, master arm, select bombs, and then go to DT for dive toss. P is pairs, but we're going to go to 4. We're going to ripple off 4 bombs. We have Mark 82 slicks on the outboard stations. Next, we need to set up Jester and tell him everything we need in the bombing table here. So we're going to select dive toss, so DT. We have Mark 82 slicks. We're going to do a 400 knot run-in speed. Let's do a release altitude of 3,000. Target altitude is 150 feet. And our dive angle today is going to be 45. So click save and then tell Jester and close. We needed our drag coefficient right here, which is 1.02.
Roger that.
Go ahead and turn around here and set up for our bombing run. Now we're going to be using the Jester context button. Now this button is new, and it can be used to lock up targets, unlock targets, sort different targets in air-to-air modes. And for the ground, you can use it to lock up a area on the ground for slant range, and that's what we're going to be using today. So he can lock the ground with the radar to get our slant range to help out with our accuracy of our bombs. So we're going to show that here in just a moment. So there's our targets off our left. We're just about to start our attack run. Remember our diving table here. We're trying to shoot for this profile, 400 knots, release altitude of 3,000 feet, and a dive angle of 45. That's what we're trying to achieve. Again, we're going to use the context button when we get down on the target here on our dive, and we'll showcase that right now. So here we go. We're going to dive in on the target. Coming to idle. Here's our target. Big circle has a connex box in the middle. Put the pipper in the area. You don't have to put it on the target, just in the area. And context button.
And captured.
It's captured. We're over 400 knots. We're going to put the speed brakes out to do a better job here. Remember, we're looking for 3,000. Put the pipper on the target. Passing through 5,000. And we're going to pickle and pull. Coming up on it. Here we go. And there they go. Speed brakes coming in. We'll turn off to the left here and take a look. Oh man, look at that. Pretty accurate. Let's set up for a re-attack and show it again. So as we're outbound again, we'll just quickly go over it. We're in air-to-ground mode. We went and armed our bombs, nose and tail, master arm, bombs, dive toss, and we selected 4 bombs. You know what? Let's...
Steering to next turn point is in.
Let's put it at 6. So we got 6 bombs going to come off on this turn. And remember, so we dive in, your wings are level. You want to put the pipper in the area of the target. Hit the Jester context button to lock the ground so we can get some radar ranging. When you get close to your target release altitude, hold the pickle button and pull on the stick. About a 1.5 G turn, or not turn, but pull. Works out perfect. Remember, this is an instant action mission available to you once you get the F4. This mission's available on all maps, actually, not just the Marianas. I just like using the Marianas because I think it looks really nice. Alright, diving in again. We're a little bit lower in altitude, so we don't have a lot of time to mess around here. So let's get gesture context button. Lock up that ground, baby.
Captured.
Thank you. Pipper is on the target, passing through 4,000. And pickle button full. There we go. 6 bombs away. Man, look at that. Oh yeah, just a little bit left of target, but it's right there on our mark where we want it to be. And that is the dive toss mode. It's such an awesome mode, and it's actually fairly easy. At least I think it's pretty easy after a little bit of practice, so I hope you all enjoy that as well when you're doing this. So there we have it, folks, my F4 first impressions video. We went over a lot today: takeoff, landing, aerial refueling, and bombing. I've had a lot of fun learning this with other content creators, and I hope you all enjoy the F4 Phantom by Heatblur. Make sure you go over there, give them some love, and pre-order this bad boy because you'll love it. See you on the next video. TrackIR out.